Hey guys, it's Zach. Just wanted to answer a few common questions about the Ultimate Challenge that's going to be starting in January. So first and foremost, the Ultimate Challenge is a body composition program. So it's 8 weeks long, and it'll start in the middle of January and it'll run for 8 weeks. It is primarily going to be focused on driving body fat loss. Now, part of what we're looking for is we're looking for change in body composition. So we're not just looking to drive down somebody's scale weight and just lose things like water and things like that. So we're actually focused on making sure that the changes come from body fat. Often, because the changes that we're doing really focus on a lot of nutrition fundamentals, it's also going to create a good environment for potentially adding muscle. So especially if you're on the newer side of strength training, you might see that you're adding some muscle in the process anyway, just because a lot of the things that we do nutritionally that promote body fat loss also promote muscle gain. But we will make sure that you're trying to stay in a calorie deficit, and calorie deficit is the main way that we go about driving down body fat. Okay, so what you'll get is you'll get a copy of the Super Body program that you can find it on our website for more information about it. This is something that I've been slowly adding to and creating since we first opened in 2010. So it's over 90 pages, but there's a ton of information in this book, but a lot of it will break down what the nutrition looks like. So, you know, again, first thing we'll do is figure out what someone's calorie intake needs to be. We'll figure out what your protein levels need to be. And then we'll figure out with you if we want to primarily focus on a lower carb, higher fat setup, kind of split the difference in the middle, slant it maybe more towards carbs and a little bit less on fat. And that's going to be something that you can tailor kind of to your taste preferences, to the way your body responds, the way your body digests. So there isn't this is exactly how it has to be done. A lot of really, aggressive transformation programs, the first thing they'll do is strip out all your carbs for the duration of the program. That's not how this works. Carb control can be part of the process because we got to make sure that we're still keeping you in a calorie deficit, but it doesn't mean that everything has to go away for the entirety of it. In addition, on top of the actual 8-week program, there's going to be a 4-week period when it's over where we're actually going to work on developing some sort of an exit strategy. Now, for some people, that exit strategy could be just a mental break before they go back to pushing body fat loss again. It could be transitioning into more of a maintenance-focused mindset. It could be switching more towards pushing muscle gain. It could be somebody who's then going to take this and switch it into focusing on endurance work. Maybe you're a runner who wants to start going into marathon season, so your goal is to reduce some body fat to help with your race times. So there's going to be a time period where we're going to work with you and make sure that we're gradually reintroducing some of those things instead of saying, here's the end of the program, just figure it out yourself. So I think that's a super important thing because a lot of programs don't incorporate that part of it because they're very focused on how good are the before and afters. And there's really no thought beyond that. That's not how this particular program is set up. So there is obviously going to be training components to it, and typically we're going to want to integrate things like cardiovascular work too. But we can't ignore the fact that one of the easiest ways to maintain a calorie deficit to promote body fat loss is let's look at your food and let's figure out not only what things can we kind of modify and potentially reduce, but what things can we bring in that aren't already there that could also be big bottlenecks into you seeing success. So that's sort of the general layout of the program. Now, in the comments below, I am going to throw the link to the link on our website for the Ultimate Challenge. It gives you a little bit more of a breakdown of the dates of it, and there is a competitive component to it as well. So we do cash prizes for top male and top female, which is based on the change in body composition. And then there's some explanation on how that works as well. And then there's also an MVP award. An MVP award is somebody nominated by the coaching staff that wasn't somebody who necessarily had the biggest results, but put the most effort in, had the best mindset, really took this to heart. And so that's something that we collaborate on as a team. And then they're nominated at the end of the competition as well. We like the MVP award because, not everybody is going to get their results in that first 8 weeks. Some people might be slow starters, but then they might be able to take that and kind of run with it. So we think it's important to recognize that as we go through this process too. So like I said, I'm gonna put a link to the rest of the information available on the website. This is a members only competition. So if you're not an NAST member, you can fill out the form that's available on the website below, and we will go ahead and we'll book you a consultation with our staff, and we'll talk to you about not just the Ultimate Challenge program, but our programs in general, and talk about getting you on board into the gym, and then we can absolutely go from there. If you're a member and you haven't been sure if you want to commit to something like this, if you've got questions, feel free to throw it in the comments below. You can always email me directly too, but hopefully this gives you a little bit of an idea of what the Ultimate Challenge looks like.